Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Trevor Talks Sports while he plays video games. Now, I am going to be playing Call of Duty World War II, and I'm going to be playing live. So if I do bad, well, that's why. So this is for the old JMTake Sports. Start off that well. JMTake Sports. So what I'm going to do is I have a list of topics here, some news, some viewer suggested, or just suggested by people I know. So we're gonna see where we get and what we get. So start off with World Cup, my opinions, and how it's gone so far. For the World Cup without the U.S., it's been pretty exciting. The games have been good, most of them close, obviously, because it's soccer. They've been nice and close, so that's resulted in obviously a good to watch, because you don't want to be watching a bunch of blowouts like Germany and Brazil last year. No one wants that. So early opinions is we have some strong teams. At this point, early prediction after the whole first round, I'm thinking that Spain is looking the strongest team-wide, but obviously you can't count out Ronaldo and what he's been doing. 4 goals in 2 games with a hat trick in one of them against Spain, obviously. So he's just going out of his mind. I don't think he can keep that up because he does not have the team around him. He is essentially pulling what LeBron did. 50 points is, I would say, that's about equal to a hat trick in soccer. So he's really going crazy. But Spain, they've had a lot of heroics from Diego Costa, so we'll see how far that gets him. Also, England not doing well without Harry Kane. Germany has not looked nearly as strong as I thought they would. Mexico is a solid team, but if you're tying them, you're not, or you're losing to them. Actually, I don't know. They don't look like World Cup winners at this point. So that's my early thoughts on the World Cup. That most teams have been doing well with one player, but most complete team I'm seeing is Spain, as long as they can pull it together. So now we'll move on to some of the things that people asked me to talk about here. We're going to range from Andrew Luck and his mental block to the Patriots' rate of dominance coming to an end, as well as the USGA and what they're doing to help grow the game, if it's enough. And also CTE and what about the Cavs can do to keep LeBron. So those are the topics we'll be covering today. We're going to start with Andrew Luck and his mental block. This one, I think, oh goodness, I'm doing bad. This one's an interesting one because he has thrown a football. So I was asked this. I think whoever was bad, I think he was under the impression that I did not, that he has not thrown a football yet. He has thrown a full-size football. It has been done. He's obviously limiting it because he doesn't want to hurt his shoulder again. But I think at this point he'll be able to throw fine and do what he needs to. I think the real mental block, I guess, is kind of similar to Derrick Rose, is getting past the in-game scenario. Because definitely Derrick Rose, he was doing dunks and shooting in pregame warm-ups, but once it came to trying to play in an in-game situation, he just wasn't able to do it. So I think if Andrew Luck, he's playing scrimmaging and stuff and taking a few shots, and he seems to be doing okay, I think then we'll really know whether he can keep going or not. And my belief is that he can. He said he feels the best he has. So as long as he keeps feeling good and without any setbacks, I think he shouldn't have too many problems. It'll be interesting to see what he can do under the new coach, offensive scheme. They seem to be very optimistic. So, but I guess it's all whatever comes up. So that's what I have to say about Andrew Luck and his mental block. Next on, we're going to go to the Patriots' reign of dominance. Is it coming to an end? And also, should they trade Gronk? Well, see, this one's also an interesting one because I believe that, this is what probably everyone knows and thinks, is that in order to have a dynasty and a team that lasts a long time, you either need a once a generational coach or a generational player. And the Patriots, they happen to have both of those. So as amazing that is, and no one can deny the absolute reign of dominance they've had for the past 16 years. After pretty much in the playoffs, they've only lost to a Manning, and in the regular season, they've lost to no one. So it's obviously having a generational coach and talent. Obviously, Belichick and Brady is just outstanding, and you can't argue what they've been able to do and what they've done. But is it coming to an end? I believe it will, for now at least, because the next successor is most likely going to be Josh McDaniels. I don't believe that he would have done what he did to the Colts without actually having a backup plan in place. But what he did, it's just he obviously almost needs to be the coach of the Patriots, or people aren't really going to want to hire him. But we'll see how that pans out, depending on how good of a coach he is. He's not had a whole lot. I don't know how much success they'll have because he's not had a whole lot of luck outside of the Patriots organization. So without Tom Brady and also as a head coach and offensive coordinator, so it's not like his defensive roles also played into it. So he with Tom Brady, he's done well. Without him, he's not done great. After trading the house for Tim Tebow, who knows what kind of decisions he could make. But if he is the next successor, it'll be interesting to see how they do. I'm not convinced they'll do great because he doesn't have a defensive background like Belichick. Now, they also do not have a quarterback. That's anything, but also if you have the last pick, you can obviously get Tom Brady. So, but whether that was pure luck or not, I don't know that they're ever going to be another one of him. So, without a proper quarterback in place, who knows how they can do. So without that, I think they will come to an end, but I think they'll still be competitive, but obviously not nearly as dominant as they once were. But it will be interesting to see how they do with life without Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Now, should they consider trading Gronk? I would say it all depends on how healthy he is, because if he's not, you might still have some trade value out of him. If he's not going to do well for the rest of his career there, might as well trade him. But if he is going to be healthy, Tom Brady's not getting any younger, and Gronk is pretty much a guaranteed touchdown in the end zones or the red zone. So you might as well keep him, make things a little bit easier for Tom Brady, because he's tired of making. I'm sure at some point he gets tired of making a bunch of no names into Pro Bowlers. So I say you keep him, because also life without them again, it'll be a little tough without a receiving core and someone that can build a receiving core. So Gronk is, I believe, someone they should keep on the payroll there. For the next one, I don't know a whole lot about this, but I'll do my best. It's the USGA, doing enough to help grow the game. I did some reading, so I'll give it my best go, but I think they're doing too much. I don't know, that may be an unpopular opinion, but I believe they're doing too much, because everything that I have read about them has not been had not been good things that have happened about the game. It's all been negative things. So he there's a repeat winner and no one barely even knew his name, and also he was a repeat winner, no one knew his name, and then also everyone's mad at him, and what Phil Mickelson did they punish him enough? All the stuff that's coming up is more problems than good. I think it's what they're doing is a problem for overshadowing the fact that he did repeat and no one even knows that he won. So I think what they're doing is a problem and not a good one. and what they're doing is too much rather than not enough. So next we got is the NFL doing too much to make draft, like, or is the NFL does the NFL need to make drastic changes in light of the information that has come up about CTE and other brain-related injuries? My short answer is no. I believe that they don't, because we've got yeah, I believe it's no, first off, because I mean, it's gonna sound pretty ignorant probably, but it's what you signed up for. You knew you were gonna get hit. You knew what was happening. But then again, it's also obviously it can ruin lives, like, drastically. So, but people pay money to watch people get hit. So I don't know that, you know, getting, like, changing rules is going to necessarily be the help. One thing I would say is do as much as you can to avoid head-to-head contact, or just head to any body part contact, because that's obviously what's causing it. Problems, getting hit in the head, people getting domed and whatnot. That's what's causing the major problems, and just constant repetition of hitting the head. So I think if they can do more to not get hit in the head, obviously, which, yeah, I know it sounds a lot easier, but easier said than done. But if they can do as much as they can, implement more rules and punishments to people that do it, they'll definitely find ways to cause or to stop the problems. But also, the main solution that I believe they should come up with is to for the NFL and NCAA to recognize that it is a problem, because if they do recognize it, then they can start pushing money towards fixing the problems. Now, because with enough money, anything can be done. So, like, more things have been done. Like, crazier things have been done with, you know, same amount of money. And obviously there's all the, you know, backlash and stuff about the NCAA and the NFL to see how much, you know, they just have so much money, and if they could start funneling that into the technology to help protect their heads and do all different sorts of stuff, take preventive measures, I think the technology that they can do to help prevent brain injuries is possible, because both the NFL and NCAA have a crap load of money that they can just funnel into it. And once they start funneling money, more advances will be made, and I think that's the key solution of what needs to be done. They just, like, if they recognize it's an issue, then they can start putting money into it, because, like I said before, you know, crazier things have been done once you start funneling in money to it. So that's what I believe about CTE and how to solve it, or what needs to be done, because I don't believe changes to the game is good. It's not bad, but I don't want to be, you know, paying big bucks to watch flag football. That's not what I'm trying to do. You know, we don't want flopping like soccer and basketball. We want hitting. And I know that sounds ignorant and, like, you know, get tough in the mud, but come on, that's what they're paying you for. So, yep. And the last one we got here is, what do the Cleveland Cavaliers need to do to keep LeBron in Cleveland? Now, I think this one is tough. It's tough for the Cavs to do this. I don't know that it's possible, but apparently he hasn't made a decision yet. I don't think he's going to stay. But my plan for what the Cavs organization needs to do to take a step forward is to, they have one plan to either, they need to have obviously a plan for life after LeBron, but that's what no one really wants. That we want LeBron in Cleveland. Everyone wants LeBron in Cleveland. It's where he grew up, everything. So what can they do to keep him? Now, first off, I would say the number one thing that LeBron likes is to have he likes to have two stars, possibly one superstar and one regular. Not regular, but just like your average all-star, like Kevin Love or Chris Bosh. The superstar being Dwayne Wade and Kyrie. Now, so what I think they need to do is trade Kevin Love for a solid point guard. My number one choice for them would be Kemba. I believe Kemba is a quality point guard. He knows how to, he can dribble, pass, shoot. He can do everything. And obviously working under LeBron, he'd be able to build his repertoire a lot stronger. He could become a lot better of a top tier point guard, hopefully around the league, like John Wall or you know, maybe even a poor man's Kyrie. So if they can do that, I believe that'll be the first step, is getting a solid point guard such as Kemba Walker. Now, that's getting rid of Kevin Love, so you need another star. But you need either a superstar or, yeah, you pretty much need a superstar. So what I would do is, Cavs have not had good luck drafting in the past. You know, the past 3 lottery picks they've been in have been Kyrie, Andrew Wiggins, and Anthony Bennett. How many of them are still on the team? That's right, 0. So, not that they had bad luck with Kyrie. He was obviously an amazing player, but the number 1 pick and the obvious number 1 overall pick made it a lot easier. So I think you trade that number 8 pick, because it's not doing you a whole lot of good, because drafting Anthony Bennett and Andrew Wiggins, who has not panned out to a whole lot, is not going to get you. You're not going to keep you LeBron. So obviously you could keep it, hope for the best, maybe have someone work under LeBron, but I don't believe that's the obvious solution. LeBron wants veterans. He doesn't want a bunch of rookies that he has to teach how to play basketball. So I think what you need to do is you jangle that number 8 pick to Greg Popovich and see if you can get Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, you'd be on 1-year deal, but if you can re-sign him, he'd be huge. One of the best defensive players in the game, one of the best offensive players in the game. Kawhi Leonard, all-around superstar. So you have Kemba, LeBron, and Kawhi superstar. So that, I believe, would keep LeBron. But what do you say? Let's say Pop doesn't bite. So, and like you can trade, you know, someone else. Like you'll have to dangle that number 8 and someone else, but that's no problem. So what do you do in case of that? Well, there's Paul George. You could try to sign him. I don't know that he would be perfect for them because he's not much of an alpha dog. LeBron wants some superstars. If you're going, you know, scoring 5 points in a closeout game, or like you're getting closed out, you're only scoring 5 points. That's not alpha dog superstar status. So I don't believe he is enough to keep LeBron. Just him. So who else can they get? Well, I say this may be an unpopular opinion, but I do believe that DeMarcus Cousins, Boogie Cousins, is in fact a superstar, because he is an amazing center, that someone that LeBron has not had the luxury of having, of a center that's talented all around the floor. So I say you take that number 8 pick, you do a sign and trade, you dangle that to you hand that offer that to the Pelicans. They can get, you know, Michael Porter or someone, Trae Young, whoever, just help with Anthony Davis. You tell them, you give them that. While you're getting Big Cuz and trying to get rid of Tristan Thompson and his giant contract that he doesn't deserve. Granted, he played well in the playoffs, but, you know, you're getting swept, so it doesn't matter. So that's what I think. You either get Kemba. I think Kemba is someone you can get for Kevin Love. Possibly someone like George Hill or Jordan Clarkson, who can't dribble the ball. You need a real point guard, so it takes some of the stress off of LeBron. And then you also trade for Kevin Love and you trade Kevin Love already. Sorry. Then you trade that number 8 pick for either Kawhi or DeMarcus Cousins and see what you can get out of them, because I do believe that they are both superstars that can significantly help LeBron and take some of the load off, especially if LeBron's not having to guard, you know, Durant every time down the floor. I know he didn't, but that'll certainly help ease the load. So that's what I have. That's the first episode. Sorry it's a little long, but thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great night.